Hi, my name is Boris, and today I wanted to take a deep dive into the stability of qubits. Now, if you watched my Intro to Quantum Computing video, you'll know that quantum computers run on entangled qubits, and qubits can only entangle once they enter superposition. Now, superposition is incredibly difficult to just enter. It requires super precise microwaves and lasers to be applied to atoms so that they can enter the state. And on top of that, they have to be maintained consistently. Now, companies like Google or IBM currently keep their qubits in superposition by constantly readjusting their waves or lasers or anything, so that if they feel that a qubit is being affected by anything that can be heat, sound, or even something as small as photons, they can quickly fix it and maintain the state of superposition. Now, that's already difficult enough, but the core issue is that you can't really just look at a qubit and know whether it's about to fail or whether it has an ongoing issue. That would entirely mess up the entanglement. So, how do they solve this? With special qubits called ancilla qubits. Now, the role of an ancilla qubit is to super quickly enter superposition and entangle with the actual computational qubits and learn about the qubits. Learn about what issues they may be facing, if they're facing any sort of outside influence that may influence their superposition, and then super carefully leave superposition and unentangle with them without messing up the whole system. Now, with this information, they can readjust properly and learn more about how to better maintain these qubits. And you may be thinking, okay, so they're learning about this, but why is this actually important? Why don't they just brute force the maintenance of qubits by keeping it at absolute zero, like IBM did with their super cold quantum computer? Well, even with something like that, there are still many issues that a qubit could face. If you know anything about speedrunning, or have watched speedruns on YouTube, you've probably heard of the Mario 64 speedrun, where a glitch occurred that some people theorized to be from a solar ray that affected one single bit in the Nintendo 64, which allowed the player to enter an area that they previously weren't able to. Now, this is already a crazy theory, but what's even crazier is that it can totally apply to quantum computing, where even something like a cosmic ray can just randomly go in and alter a qubit, putting in unnecessary energy and knocking out of superposition. Now, once that qubit is already knocked out, then the entire system fails, because one qubit violently leaving superposition creates a wave across everything. So, to keep everything as organized as possible, companies like Google and IBM create a grid pattern of both qubits and ancilla qubits. So, while the qubits are actually functioning as a computer, the qubits, for brief moments, enter superposition, gather data, and then leave. Now, you may be thinking, won't an ancilla qubit also suffer from a cosmic ray or any sort of heat or sound? And the answer is yes. There is no way to make an entirely secure atom that is in superposition. That's why ancilla qubits have to enter as quickly as possible and leave as carefully as possible, so that they're not introducing way more variability and risk than they have to. So, one of the major problems with this is that as you get more qubits, you have to get more ancilla qubits. And if qubits are already hard to get into superposition, then imagining carefully leaving superposition as well. It's a lot of energy and it's a lot of complexity. But it is one of the main approaches being used to be able to scale quantum computers while not giving up stability. Thank you.